Hey guys, I'm a forester here with a video about firewood. Now, most of you that follow my channel know that I burn firewood in the winter to heat the house, and so it's in my best interest to cut the firewood that has the most BTU value. So I got my old textbook. This is the Textbook of Wood Technology, Volume 1. I bought this book in 1975. I was hoping that it had the price in it so I could see what inflation is from 1975 to now. I have no idea what this book costs now, but it's an excellent book, and I went to it for some advice to see what species of wood has the most heat value, BTU. So this is interesting, and you can tell I like to underline the key facts in red. I did that back in 75. But this is about the ignition of wood, and you can pause it and read it more if you want to. But wood actually ignites at 273 degrees C. And it tells you a little bit about that, about the burning or ignition process. But over here is what I really want to dwell on. Don't want this to be a long video. But this is about the fuel value of wood, and it says that the fuel value is primarily determined by the density of the wood and its moisture content. So those are the two most important factors. There are other things like resins and tannins and extractives that are in the wood that might make some difference, but the primary factors is density. So we're going to look at the density of wood at different moisture contents. It does give you an interesting factoid here that burning 1 pound of oven-dried wood is, on average, for all hardwoods, 8,500 BTU per pound, or 9,000 BTU for conifers. So on average, conifers have a higher BTU value than hardwoods do, but that's a huge generalization. So we're going to go over to a table here in the back that has the density of wood. And we're going to start over here on this page. There's a lot of information on this page, and I'm going to zoom in, but over here are the species, and what we're going to look at is the density, how much weight per cubic foot, and it's either green, which is roughly 50% moisture content, half of a standing tree, half of the weight is in water, or at 12% moisture content. We can go by either one of those. But if you look down this list, and I'm looking at this column right here, the weight, dogwood is probably, here's dogwood right here, has 64 pounds per, per cubic foot. And at 12% moisture content, it goes down to 51 pounds per cubic foot. So that's the highest on that page. Now, I normally burn oak. I like to burn red oak or white oak, generally red oak. And I'm bumping into the camera here, so let me zoom in just a little bit to where you can see this. So this is just the second page. There's hickory, so you can see. And if you look on down, there's one that really stands out. Now, here's red oak. This is what I typically like to burn, and that is 64 pounds per cubic foot for greenwood and 41 for 12%, if I can read that. No, it's 43. But here's the one that really stands out, and this is the densest wood and the highest BTU content per pound of any wood in the southern U.S. that I have available to me. So this is live oak. Excuse me. This is Quercus virginiana, 76 pounds per cubic foot. Green, 62 pounds per cubic foot at 12% moisture content. The closest one to it is Osage orange, which is 60, the font is so small I have trouble reading it, but 62 pounds per cubic foot, or what is that, 56 pounds per cubic foot. I'm having to read this through the viewfinder. So anyway, the most BTU value of any southeastern tree species that I have access to is live oak. And so I have some live oak on the property that I showed you in a recent video down in Orangeburg County. I'm going to go there today and cut some live oak firewood. I've never burned live oak before, but I'm going to cut a load of live oak and bring it back, dry it, and this winter I'll burn it, and I'll see if I can tell. I've read some references that it actually almost burns like coal. It's so dense. So I'm going to see if I can tell the difference. So it'll take me about an hour to get down to the property, but I'll show you the tree, what live oak looks like, then we'll cut some wood, and I will tell you the problem with live oak is that it's very hard to split, much harder than red oak or white oak. All right, see you in a second. All right, here we are out on the property in Orangeburg County, and this is what we were looking for, some live oak. This is a description of live oak, and I'll hold this up and you can read that if you want to. It's got some interesting information, and this is in red where live oak occurs. So it's got a fairly narrow range along the coast. This is what the tree looks like, and actually it's an evergreen oak, so the leaves stay on the tree over winter. They're a little leathery, and there's the acorn. And the tree grows, it's got a short main bole, and then it's got a spreading limbs that are low to the ground. And my goal was to find some limbs that were low to the ground, and I'll show you how I'm going to cut it. But I found a good site here. So this is actually on the property, and I've already started working on that live oak right there, and then this is another one over here. So I'll position the camera and start cutting, and I'm going to try to take off one of the limbs because it's so hard to split. I want to work on the limbs instead of the main stem because the limbs are smaller and easier to split.
Alright, you gonna let me carry the limbs?
Not yet, let me record this. So here's the size that I'm cutting, 12 inches. I measured those in advance. There's the diameter. This is perfect. I'll split it one time. It won't be hard to split. And there's what the bark looks like. And a close-up of the wood. So whenever I come out here, I always carry, and I'm carrying today, and of course I'm carrying this LCP. This is the original LCP, 6 in the magazine, 1 in the pipe, and this won't do much, but it's better than nothing. Right, take care.